Good evening, and we are live. Hello, everybody. How are we doing? How are we feeling? It's been a long time. It's been a really, really, really long time since we've been live. But yeah, here we are. It's a Monday, a new week. Of course, we didn't have any club football over the weekend, but we did have some international football. And the good thing is, we are back. Yeah. A lot of chaos over the past week. We'll go into why I haven't been online over the last couple of days. Hit a rough patch in terms of the UKG platforms, but all in all, I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to be live, and I've missed you guys. I've missed you guys quite a bit. Being offline for those couple of days, not being able to go online over the weekend. Thanks for all the DMs, for all the guys who've reached out to ask why we haven't been able to go online over the last couple of days. It's been quite difficult, to be honest, because I don't know what happened with our YouTube, our TikTok account. For some reason, we got censored or we got blocked. I couldn't access our Google account, which I used to log into the various platforms, as well as I couldn't be able to access TikTok. For some reason, I was logged out. I'm the kind of guy who uses the same email account or sign in with Google for multiple platforms, and we couldn't log in. The two-factor authentication also was not working. So we got an email from Google that our account has been disabled or our account has been blocked because it's violating Google policies. So we appealed. It took a couple of days to get the account back. We got an email back that we could now access the account. Still, we couldn't log in. And it was difficult to get access to TikTok. It was difficult to get access to YouTube, as well as Facebook, Instagram, because we've used our Google account to create those platforms. So that's why we haven't been able to be online the last couple of days. That's why I haven't been able to come on the live shows as usual. And I apologize for that. Honestly, I apologize for that. And as I've said, I've missed you guys. I had a lot of content, a lot of shows planned, and we were unable to post them. We were unable to go live and have discussions, as well as do watch-alongs for the international game. So yeah, so that's the reason why we haven't been online. That's the reason why I haven't been able to come online, simply because our Google account was blocked, as well as for some reason we couldn't get into the TikTok account to do lives. So that's why I went missing for the last couple of days. No, it's not because I didn't have anything to come and discuss or I needed a break. No, it's just that unfortunately I couldn't be able to come online. I couldn't be able to access our accounts. And we've been trying to figure out why, whether it's someone who reported us or whether it was a copyright violation or something like that. Because before we got the emails, or before I got the emails that the account has been blocked, we had posted a video about San Elements on TikTok, as well as a YouTube video about why I'm still supporting Amorim, why I'm still backing him. So I don't know whether it's the guys who don't want Amorim reported me, I don't know, or whether it's the copyright issues with the San Elements video. But all in all, it's good we are back. I'm happy to be back. It's part of the challenges of having such platforms, part of the challenges of being a small account as well. Yeah, if someone reports you, or if, let's say, it comes down to you not being part of or following the community policies, as they say, then it's simple to block the account. But I'm glad that we got the account access back, and we are here. Let's discuss about United. So, yeah, just wanted to put that out of the way, that the reason as to why we've been missing, the reason as to why we've been away for the last couple of days, the past week, it's because we didn't have access to our accounts. But the UKG's squad has been reaching out. Thanks to everyone who's reached out to ask, hey, Saimo, why haven't you been online the last couple of days? And it's good. It's good. Njiri Morani, you're saying, hii ni kazi ya Liverpool fans, dabi kubwa. Obviously. Let's say, probably they don't want me to go live again. Labda niliguza nerve mahali, or I touched a nerve somewhere. Njiri, thanks. I'm glad to see you. I'm glad to see you, man. To be honest, I had almost given up. And said, nah. Fighting to get the accounts back for 5-6 days, it's a pain. Let me tell you, building this hasn't been easy, and getting to a point where now we are being told, hey, sorry, you can't get your account back. It's painful. But Njiri, thanks for that laugh. You've made my day. Yeah, kazi ya Liverpool fans, dabi kubwa. And we will win. We will beat Liverpool. Thanks for everyone who's joining on YouTube, like Njiri Morani, everyone who's on Facebook, everyone who's on TikTok. X16, it's good to see you back. And SKD has joined, one of the UKG legends. Kelvin Mwangior, nowadays he's calling himself Kelvin Vinks. It's good to see you guys. For those who are just joining, I was just mentioning that we had lost access to our account. We had lost access to our Google account, meaning we couldn't access YouTube as well as TikTok. For some reason, we couldn't be able to log in, to go on live, to post anything. I couldn't even share anything on our socials because we use the same Google account across all social media platforms. So that's why we've been missing, or I have been missing the last couple of days. It's not that I was sick or anything. It's not that I was bored or I had given up. No, it's just that it started with our Google account and we couldn't access anything. When I accessed TikTok, there was an issue. We couldn't also go live. For some reason, we couldn't go live. So part of the challenges of being on the lives. SKD, you're asking, what's up, bro? Yeah, I'm doing well. I'm happy to be back. To be honest, I'm happy to be back. We had lost access to all our accounts. We had lost access to YouTube. We had lost access to Kik. We had lost access to Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I couldn't even post an update video to say, hey guys, this is what is happening. We can't be able to go live. So it's been a really, really tough week, to be honest. It's been a really, really tough week, SKD. So I'm glad I'm back. I'm glad to see you. I'm glad that we are back live. And we are going to do our Chaos Kwa Ground podcast today because we didn't have it on Friday. So we are going to have our Chaos Kwa Ground because a lot has been happening since I went missing. From club sale, from Rashford quotes that happened 3-4 hours ago, rumors of UAE takeover of Manchester United. So there has been a lot, and I hope we can be able to fit all that within the same hour or within 1 hour, because it's been a lot. Let's be honest, it's been a lot. Yeah, so SKD, there you go. I just wanted to make sure the chats are working. Why did I put the chats to be over the subscribe? Why did I do that? Why? Yeah, and Dylan Demash, thanks a lot for giving us 100+ likes. That's the way to start the show. Yeah, so anyway, I hope you guys have been doing well. I hope you've been keeping safe. You haven't been discouraged because you haven't gone live for the last couple of days. But it's always good to see you. It's always good to have everyone on board. Yeah, and SKD, thanks for giving us a follow. Yeah, so the next bit, because my dog is just What is it, Frost? No, we have to go live, so settle down. Enough. Um, yeah, so there are a couple of things, as you can see the ticker below there. From the Athletic have always been credible. We'll discuss about them now becoming like the Sun or any other gutter press. There is talks of the Glazers finally wanting to sell United. Rashford has been hitting back at United, as well as Anthony has been hitting back at United. And the biggest news, as I've said, is the club takeover. There is a lot of chaos qua ground. Today's show is about chaos qua ground. There has been a lot. So where do I start? Let me start with the club takeover. So, yeah, SKD, as you say, Sesko, hadi Sesko aliitwa the worst signing by the media. Yeah, we are going to talk about that. It's ridiculous, to be honest. The media bias is too much, and we'll talk about it. But first, let's talk about the big news that has been making rounds the last couple of days about the club being sold. So it started by a tweet. Let me see whether I can get that tweet from one of the most prominent people in the UAE. And they were discussing about the club being sold, or hearing news about a takeover. Why did I lose that tweet? So it started from them saying, or that person saying, that he's hearing news about United finally getting to sell, or there are new investors that are coming on board to sell the club. And then after that, everything started rolling. I'm just, sorry, I'm not distracted. I'm just trying to look for the tweet so that I can be able to show you. So from then on, everything started like it's a stone or a ball that started rolling downhill. People now started digging. Is it true that United are being sold? Are the Glazers finally trying to sell it? Anyway, I can't find the tweet, but probably I'll get it much later. So it started from that. So the guy tweeted and said he's had interesting news about the sale. And people started digging about his account. And other journalists started now asking their sources, like, is this happening? Are United being sold? Are the Glazers finally going to sell? Yes. I can get that tweet. I found the account. Sorry guys. I think I was just too excited to come back live, and I didn't prepare so well for this tweet. Let's see. Yeah, so this is what he said. Basically getting from MUFC MPB2. This is one of the big accounts on X. Let me just share this so that we all see. So this is Taki Al-Sheikh, who said, the happiest news I've had today is that Manchester United is now in an advanced stage of completing a deal to sell it to a new investor. I hope it will be better than the previous owners. And this is something that he tweeted last week. It is a translated tweet. He tweeted in Arabic or Amharic, and he said that he heard that a deal is being discussed, that new investors are coming in. And then from that tweet, guys started digging. The news were too exciting. That guy started digging. Who is this guy? How credible is he? And then it turned out to be he's one of the high-ranking government officials. He's in charge of, I think, Visit Saudi, a festival or a carnival that happens for a long time to get tourists to go into the country, as well as he's close to the reins in terms of the country's leaders, and he's also close to big investors, the state investors that usually buy clubs. So when he tweeted that, the news started. It became exciting. Then all of a sudden there was that Swedish billionaire, I can't remember the name, who said that him as well, he's looking at other people who are going to form a consortium to buy United. Remember that right now, Glazers can sell the club without being blocked by Ineos. They can sell the club and Ineos can't do anything about it. That grace period has gone. And from Ineos' side of view, they are making losses. Ineos shares right now are dipping. They are making losses. Remember that Ineos and Jim Ratcliffe had to pump money back to the club to be able to sort out some of the debt, pay off some of the player fees. And you saw what happened last year in terms of sacking, laying off employees, making tough decisions in terms of letting players that are on a high wage like Rashford go. And Ineos basically are also struggling in terms of their finances. So now when you see those two news coming, or those two headlines coming out in terms of Turkey saying that he's heard news that a deal to buy United is in an advanced stage, and then we have a Swedish billionaire also coming up saying that they are forming a consortium to buy the club, then that tells you that a sale, or the Glazers have sounded out that they are willing to sell the club. Then reports started coming out over the weekend that the Glazers are looking to sell the club before 2027. So, in my view, based on the research I've done so far, this is happening. There is a huge probability that the sale of the club will happen. And that's a big deal. That's a very, very big deal. Now, earlier today, there were reports that the Glazers and Ineos met in Switzerland. And in that meeting, they were discussing about the sale of the club. And part of the reports are stating that they met with a UAE group to discuss about the sale of the club. Now, in terms of now United being sold, this sale has to be made public because Manchester United is a public trading company. And whenever you have a public trading company, they have to declare that the club is on sale because of the shareholders. Yeah, the discussions can be held behind closed doors. They can discuss like, I want to sell shares. The Glazers are the majority shareholders. They can discuss and say, we are looking for investors behind the scenes without notifying the public. But the moment that they do agree on a sale, let's say there is a company that comes up, or there is a consortium, or a new investor comes up and says, I will buy the majority shares, then it has to be announced because it's part of the rules, the part of the market rules that you have to declare whenever there is a public sale. So the sale can't happen behind closed doors. Similar to what we saw in 2019, or is it 2021, 22 there, when there was that bid between Ineos and the Qatari guy, or the Qatari group. So once this has been agreed, or basically it's like, as we say in Kenya, a sure bet, then an announcement has to be made that there is a new investor who has come in and they are going to buy the majority shares. So when they buy the majority shares, then they become the owners. There are reports that the UAE group want to buy the club 100%. So which means that even the Ineos group have to sell their shares. So that's the bit of news that has been happening. And there has been a number that has been floated around the last couple of hours, as well as yesterday over the weekend, that the amount that the club is worth, or the club will be bought, is £5 billion. That's the amount that's been floated around. So it's quite interesting, honestly, for us United fans, because the Glazers have been leeching the clubs since 2005 to the tune of billions. They haven't really invested enough in the club, and that's why United is performing, or is where it is right now. Other clubs have come out, they've come up, they've gotten new investors, they've overtaken United, and now they are much bigger clubs. You look at Newcastle, you look at Nottingham Forest, you look at Aston Villa. Everton also at the moment seem to be coming back, although they had also issues with ownership. You look at Man City. Man City were bought. Right now they are a big force in Europe. You look at a club like Liverpool. Right now they can invest 500 odd million pounds in one transfer window. Something that we expect United could do. You look at Arsenal right now in terms of how they are doing their signings, how their transfer window is comfortable. They are doing much better than United. Right now we have player fees that we haven't paid, like Sancho, not yet done. Hoyland, not yet done. We recently just finished paying Maguire's fee. So the Glazers have brought the club where it is. And Sir Alex Ferguson, to be fair, he did well. Because the little money he got, he used to invest well. And of course, back then, United were a big force to reckon with. The other clubs couldn't invest as much as United could in terms of 25 million, 30 million for a player. But still, that pool, United could be able to pull big name players, top talent to the club. Right now, United are struggling to attract talent. Yeah, we get some here and there, but when it comes to a choice between a Champions League participating club and United, most of the time, players will choose those teams that are playing Champions League, the settled club. Ineos have come in. The last 18 months or so, they've done well so far, to be honest. Let's give credit where it is due. I've seen a couple of guys who are saying that Ineos are worse than the Glazers, or they are worse as the Glazers. But they've invested their own money. They built Carrington for 50 million. Right now they are building the academy facilities. They've been able to make tough decisions that the Glazers wouldn't make. You find that United had like 20 social media managers. We don't need all those guys. United had satellite offices. United is in Manchester. The head offices are in London, which doesn't make sense. So they've also made tough decisions. Of course, it's not always nice. It's not good to see people losing their jobs. But we can't be able to have, or it's not feasible to have many employees and the income is not as good. Right now, the sponsorships are not so good. Old Trafford has been chipping away in terms of renovations. The roofs are leaking. There are rats all over. So the club has not been getting the investment it deserves. United rake in a lot of money. You saw right now that United is ranked the second most valuable club in the world after Real Madrid. But you look at what's actually being invested back to the club, it's near zero. We should have facilities like Real Madrid. They redid the Bernabeu, a very, very good renovation, a good construction, and currently it's one of the best stadiums in the world. Look at Old Trafford. We can't compare Old Trafford to the likes of Etihad, Emirates, the new Everton Stadium, new Tottenham Stadium. You can't compare Old Trafford with those stadiums. And Old Trafford is one of the biggest stadiums in Europe. So, yeah, the Glazers, for me, they need to sell straight away. Whatever happens afterwards, it's up to the owners, because we know when the owners come in, they make their changes. They might decide Amorim goes, they might decide all the players go. But for me, as long as it's not the Glazers who are running the club, yeah. So Washington Otieno, you are saying they are building the new Old Trafford. Yeah, and I think that's part of the reasons why their speculation is not yet fully confirmed. Because there are reports that are stating that the investors might be because they might be coming in to invest in the new stadium. The others who are saying that the investors are coming in to buy the club. So I saw a couple of tweets saying, let me see whether I can find the tweet. Someone was saying that he did research and it's about the sale. You look at others, they are saying It's about investing in the new stadium. Unfortunately, the big names haven't yet spoken about it, but right now it's all about. Most of the guys are saying it's all about selling the club. Glazers selling the club before 2027. So yeah, regardless of whether it's the new stadium or whether it's the Glazers selling the club, we do need an injection of money. To be honest, the club needs an injection of money. So yeah, and Washington somehow the word New Trafford, the name New Trafford doesn't sound quite right. We are so used to Old Trafford, so having a New Trafford, I don't know. I don't know how it will. It's like right now, Amorim is the head coach, and we are used to saying manager. Yeah. Let me read some of the comments before we go to the next point. Zaire or Zaya or Zaya, whatever, however it's pronounced. Let me just pronounce the way we are used to it. Zaire says, I think you should start a podcast and invite United fans. We talk about the club affairs. Yes, we do. Actually, we do. Most Mondays we do so. Most Mondays I get to invite guys to come on, but unfortunately, most guys don't, or most of the time, we don't have guests. But yeah, I do agree with you that we need to have a show where guys just come in and discuss about it, as well as we usually have a big debate. The big debate, we've stayed a while before having it. We are supposed to have a big debate every month. I'll see whether I can get guys on board. So in case you are interested, what are you doing, Frost? Anyway, the dog is, I don't know what the dog is doing behind me. So in case you're interested, Zaire or Zaya or I don't know how to pronounce that name. I'm sorry if I'm butchering names. I keep saying I'm poor with names. Frost, what are you doing? Anyway, yeah, get in touch with me. The DMs, I can have you in the. Sorry, my dog has just made me lose track of what I was saying. Yeah, so in case you're interested in being on the big debate, yeah, let me know. I'll add you to the team, as well as every Monday. I always want to have the fans come on every Monday and talk. But today, because we are back after a long time, so we won't have the Ground Talk Live. We call it Ground Talk Live. But I appreciate your suggestion. Dylan Marsh, you're saying invite Manchester United fans talk. I think I've addressed that. I do. Every Monday I do. But for some reason, no one is bold enough to come on and talk. Yeah, so make sure every Monday you are here from 9. The show is about the fans coming on and having a chat. Yeah. But today we just have a lot of chaos qua ground to unravel, to talk about. Washington, thanks for 100 plus likes on TikTok. Who else? Steve Tito, you are saying Cesc Fabregas could change the team. He could. But do you think the United fans will be... how will I put it? Do you think the United fans, or most of the United fans, will still be comfortable supporting another young manager? And in this case, another young, unproven manager. Remember, Amorim has won titles at Sporting, but the patience has died. So if Fabregas comes in and, let's say, within 18 months or a season and a half, he doesn't perform well, are we still going to pivot another manager? Which brings me to the next point. Last week, Sir Jim Radcliffe came out and said, we are giving Amorim 3 years. And it was uproar, it was chaos on social media. Everyone was like, how can this guy say this? The guy doesn't know how to run a club. He doesn't understand football. Blah. Everyone was like up in arms. No, we need to sack Amorim. You can't give him 3 seasons. So everyone, a lot of fans, the Amorim outers were like, nah, this guy doesn't know how to run the club. That's why we are like this. This is nonsense. This is BS. Well, it is what it is. He paid for the shares. He bought the club. He's the one paying Amorim's salary. So as much as we make noise, at the end of the day, it's an opinion. And as he said, you cannot run the club on knee-jerk reactions and listening to what the journalists and the pundits are saying. And it is what it is. Let's just be honest. He owns the footballing part of the club. So if he says it's 3 years, well, unless now the fans say we won't buy tickets and we won't be buying merchandise, so we'll only do so until you sack him, there's nothing much we can do as fans. And that's the honest truth. For me, I posted a video on YouTube. In case you haven't watched that video, please go onto YouTube and you watch that video. I said that there got a point where I was sitting now on the fence. I was like, I'm giving Amorim 10 games in the season. Right now we've played 7. He has 3 more. If he doesn't show anything in 10 games, sack him. And then I sat down and retrospected and I was like, okay, if I'm honest, after 10 games, I won't change. I will still support him because he's the United manager. And for me, as long as anyone is associated with that job, the big job, I'll support them. If a player doesn't perform, sell them. Give the manager the support he needs. And the reason why I changed my mind is I went back and did research on I think I was just looking at the Fabregas name. I looked back at Arteta, looked back at Klopp, looked back at Sir Alex Ferguson, looked back at coaches like Areola, Glasner, and I say these managers have actually been supported, or they were supported, by getting rid of players they didn't want, players who are not performing. They were given time to implement their philosophies, and the results started coming out. And I'll give you some context or examples. When Sir Alex Ferguson took Manchester United back in '86, he got into a club that had a huge drinking and smoking culture. A huge majority of players, or a group of players, were drinking a lot. They were partying a lot, drinking before the game, drinking after the game, and the performances were quite poor. So he decided he was getting rid of those players, and he got support. And some of those names were big names back then. He sold them, transferred them, cancelled some of their contracts. He started taking up young players, trusting the academy players, buying big name players, of course, and he started changing the culture. And it took a lot of years to get rid of that drinking culture, that smoking culture, partying culture, and eventually he was saved by the FA Cup. But behind the scenes, even if he left, he would have left a much more disciplined squad and a much more hardworking squad, as well as he got rid of the drinking culture. Now, you look at Arteta, what he did. Yes, he adapted his philosophy. He changed his philosophy based on the players he had back then. And that's the difference between him and Amorim. Amorim has already stated multiple times before he even stepped into the United doors or into the club. He said, I won't change my philosophy. And I keep mentioning, a coach has 2 ways of setting up a club or a team. Has a philosophy, looks for the players he wants, or looks at the players he has and adapts his philosophy to suit the players. So Arteta, when he came to the club, because he came midway, he changed his philosophy to suit the current squad he had. And then the first summer, he made a lot of signings. And I'm seeing SKD saying here, SKD sold every player alipata Arsenal. Yeah, and he didn't do it in a single window. He had 3 to 4 windows to get a completely new squad. And some of the signings he made back then didn't work out, like Akina Pablo Mari. Didn't work out. He came in, sold big name players, Lacazette, Aubameyang, Ozil, all those players. Of course, the likes of Ozil, the likes of Aubameyang, they were Arsenal favourites. The fans loved them. The fans appreciated them. He bought players like Pepe, didn't work out. But one thing that helped Arteta back then, even now, is the trust the process campaign. Even when the media were being negative on Arsenal, the fans, the club, everyone, the fan pages, the fan accounts, the pundits who love Arsenal, all of them were using the term trust the process. And that gave Arteta time. He bought the trust the process campaign bought Arteta more time. Because there was a period he was not winning matches. And of course, the FA Cup, the Community Shield did help him. And that bought him time. They went on 5th. I think there was the first season they finished 8th. And Arteta took the club when they were 10th. They finished the season 8th, but with an FA Cup. And remember, this was not his team. And right now, the last 3 seasons, they've been challenging for the title, finishing 2nd. So you look at the Trust the Process campaign, and that media narrative gave Arteta more time, a lot of time, to actually get the players he wanted. And the club supported him. The club sold the players he didn't want, he didn't need, the underperformers, and he got new players. And those new players, if they didn't work out, sold them, bought new ones. So what's the difference between those two coaches I've mentioned, Ferguson and Arteta, versus Amorim? Which comes to my third point I wanted to discuss today, the media bias. And I posted this on X. I said, right now the minds, the narrative of United fans is being shaped by the pundits, it's being shaped by the media. They come out and say negative things, we gobble it up, we assimilate it, we adapt to it. You look at Arteta, everyone used to say, trust the process. Whenever they lost, whenever they were going through a tough run, whenever they were going through a rough time, trust the process, trust the process. Give them hope. Give the team hope that, yeah, we are not performing well right now, but let's trust the process. But when it comes to United, the coach is bad, the philosophies are not working, get rid of him, the formation is not working, the system is not working, the players do not want him. It's all about negativity. Get the next man to fix this. There is no positivity campaign like we saw with Arteta. If Arteta was getting the same sort of bias, or Arsenal are getting the same sort of negative bias like United are right now, I don't think Arteta would have survived the job. Remember, the Arsenal fans, there were a section of Arsenal fans that were saying, let's sack Arteta, get rid of him. But a huge majority were trust the process, on the trust the process side. So you look at United, and you've seen also on the ticker that the Athletic interviewed or surveyed agents, and 6 agents said that Sesko is the worst deal of the summer window. Then you look at the other people on the list. Let me show you that tweet. Let me just show you that tweet so that you see how the bias is shaping our minds. And the good thing is right now we are getting to see the bias. So here is the tweet. The Athletic posted, let me just open it this way so that we can see. So they posted that the agents believe Sesko's move to United was the worst deal of the window. So when 20 agents were surveyed, some voted for more than one player. Sesko received the most votes. And then I want you to look at that list. Alexander Isak and Florian Wirtz got 1 vote each as the worst deal of the window. But Sesko is the first one. James Trafford is the second one, and he's the worst deal to ever happen because he refused to go to Newcastle so that he goes to City. Then City buy another keeper, and he's now second choice. He's not even getting games. Johan Wissa pushed a move to Newcastle, then got an ACL injury. So meaning that he won't play the entire season or so. You look at Jadon Sancho, they are saying Jadon Sancho's deal was better than Sesko's deal. And these agents, when they are voting, when agents are, I want to give you some context about the mind of an agent. When they say it's a worst deal, it all comes down to agent fees. When Sesko joined United, the agent, Sesko's agent, waived his agent fees and loyalty bonuses. Both of them. Sesko said, I don't want the loyalty fee, the loyalty bonus. The agent said to the clubs, both United and Leipzig, I don't want the agent fee, because if we add those two, the deal will have been 100 million plus. And then these guys are coming to say, the other agents are coming to say it was the worst deal. Florian Wirtz, 150 million. 0 goals, 0 assists. You look at Alexander Isak, only 1 goal in the EFL Cup. I don't think whether I can't even remember. The guy who pushed a move, he made his own fans be angry with him, hate him. This is part of the media bias. And one thing that pisses me off to the core is this: The Athletic. The Athletic used to be one of the most reliable, one of the most credible media houses. When you see The Athletic post something, you knew that it is credible, they are reliable, these are serious journalists. But of late, they've become like The Sun. They are another gutter press. So you look at the media bias there. You look at Sky Sports. I was actually trying to do some statistics and actually get, tweets from Sky Sports. And if you are free, I might not show you right now. Or let me see whether I can get. You look at Sky Sports. They have to mention Manchester United somewhere. They have to mention Manchester United somewhere. Was it yesterday I saw someone saying that United fans should be getting angry because we didn't sign, or United didn't sign Cody Gakpo? I was like, which United fan is crying about Cody Gakpo? He refused us. He went to Liverpool, and that was it. No one gives a damn whether Cody Gakpo rejected us or not. And that was years back. And when that person was asked that question, it was like you could see him smiling or laughing. It's like, come on, guys. Why are you asking such questions? So you look at Sky Sports, most of their tweets are all to do with United. They have to make sure whenever it comes to a football topic, they are mentioning United. I'm trying to see whether I can get the Sky Sports football. It's all about United. They have to make sure they mention United. And then I also saw another tweet that was saying that a journalist said that if you post about United or you write an article about United, you will sell papers. You will absolutely sell papers. Yeah. So you really wonder, what do these guys really want? Is it collateral damage, talking poorly about United, mentioning United so that they get clicks, they get views? Is it a necessary evil? Or is it that United are the most hated club in the world? Because, of course, United ruined a lot of childhood memories when Alex Ferguson was here. Yeah. I'm trying to, I don't know why this is lagging. But anyway, when you get the time, go to Sky Sports Football account on X and just have a look at the number of times during the day they mention United. Sometimes even it's unrelated to the topic of discussion. Completely unrelated. So back to the Arteta versus Amorim, or Ferguson, Arteta versus Amorim. You look at Arteta, the Trust the Process campaign gave him more time. It also gave Arsenal fans hope, and it has worked. But for us, including our own fans, our minds, our thinking, our opinions are mostly being shaped by what we are seeing online. For us in Kenya, I can give an example for the Kenyans who are listening. Whenever you see a shop painted green, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? Safaricom or M-Pesa. It might not necessarily be written, or there might not be anything written there that M-Pesa or Safaricom. But the fact that you see green, your mind, your thinking, your psychology is like, that must be an M-Pesa shop or it must be a Safaricom shop. And it's the same when it comes to media. Whenever they ping your mind with that dopamine effect, or they tune to your emotions, because United are losing, so let's tap into that emotion. Let's touch that wound that Amorim is bad, Amorim is the issue, blah, blah, blah. They keep hitting that nerve. Your thinking will be tuned towards everything is negative, such that whenever something positive is happening at the club, you won't see it, you won't acknowledge it. For example, when United beat Sunderland, already there are fans who are looking at negatives. Oh, this player is not good. Oh, Amorim has changed his philosophy just to get the win. That is not good. He said he will stick to his philosophy. And the same fans were saying Amorim needs to change. Now that he has changed to win the game, or changed the system a bit to win the game, now he's bad for doing it. Oh, Ahmad is not a right wing back. He shouldn't play right wing back. Ahmad comes on, puts in a good performance at right wing back. Then they start slugging him off. Oh, Sanelamen saved us because Ahmad was not there. They take a 1-minute clip of the 89th minute to start slugging off Ahmad. Because our minds have been shaped by the negativity being pumped. As I've said, Safaricom have done a good job in terms of their marketing. And I'm not advertising for them. I don't expect any revenue for them. But you look at the advertising, they make sure that the green color is prominent, so that even if it's a green grocery, it's painted green. The first thing that comes to your mind is that's a Safaricom shop or it's an M-Pesa shop. It's the same way when we say watu anduthi. Whenever you see a bib, whenever you see a reflector, the first thing that comes to your mind, you say that's a motorbike taxi. It's anduthi. Because that's how our minds have been shaped. And I keep telling you guys, the fans, if you actually filter out the noise, and you start seeing things with your own eyes, there are some good things and there are some bad things. Amorim has gotten rid of a very huge negative culture, toxic culture. We don't have leaks anymore. Lineups are not being leaked. Dressing room talks are not being leaked. Behind the scenes news are not being leaked. Whatever happens in the training ground, we don't know. It's not being leaked. Social media, the players are now more disciplined. We are not seeing guys commenting cryptic messages. That's all done. The players are now working hard. We saw it versus Chelsea. Okay, fine, we didn't have a good game versus Brentford, but we saw it versus Sunderland. The players are owning up to their mistakes. Previously, even last season, as late as the Europa League final, players were coming out to slug the manager instead of actually owning up to their mistakes. For example, Garnacho, the quarterfinals and the semi-finals of the Europa League, he had 3 one-on-ones. He didn't score. So even if you are the manager, what do? You tell him, hey, you're wasting chances. Let me give the chance to someone else. Simple. So, AA, you are saying Try being an Arsenal fan. Sky Sports have written about Arsenal and Gyökeres for the last 2 weeks. My friend, they've been saying about United for the last 3 years. The last 3 years. What I want you to now experience is this. And trust me, this is what United fans go through every single day, 24 hours a day. Every single day. The negativity is too much. You're experiencing about Gyökeres. Now for us, it's Sesko. They've said about Sesko that is a worse deal. He hasn't scored enough goals for a 90 million euro player. Then they go to Amorim. Then they go to Bruno. Then they go to Maguire. Then they go to Ugarte. Then they go to Mason Mount and his injuries. So for you guys, you're only experiencing 1 or 2 players. For United, they have to look for things to say. They have to pinpoint. And I'm sure whenever they are talking about Gyökeres, I'm sure in 1 or 2 or 3 of those posts or articles, I'm sure they've mentioned Sesko somewhere. Double A. I'm so sure about it. But it's good you're experiencing this. And now I want you to take that magnitude multiplied by 10 for United fans, for United, the United club. Yeah, that's it. I'll give another example. Arteta has finished second the last couple of seasons. If that was Manchester United, they would have been calling for Arteta to be sacked. Remember Ole Gunnar was finishing top 4, challenged for the title during COVID. The next season, what happened? The same media said he's lost the dressing room. He should be sacked. Sack him now. He is a PE teacher or whatever they were saying. Sacked him. Came another coach. Won the FA Cup. Won the Carabao Cup. Now when he was trying to implement his philosophies to change the team to play the way he wants them to play, got a rough patch, sack him. Then when Amorim was being signed, and the guys who are here live listening, I want you to go back and look at the articles when United were negotiating for Amorim. They were like, this is the perfect guy. He plays a certain way. He has a philosophy. He will bring identity to United. He has won titles with Sporting. They were praising Amorim. No one was saying he's inexperienced or the job is too big for him. No one. Even if there were very few people, a lot of guys were saying he's the next Alex Ferguson because he has discipline. He's going to discipline the players. He has a way of playing. Now that things are not going on well, then they backtrack and say, now they will have gone for a more experienced coach. You can't compare the Portuguese league with the Premier League. They have to come up with something. So at the end of the day, the media bias will always be there against United. And now it has gotten to a point that I'm glad fellow fans are getting to see what I've been saying. Probably they don't watch these videos, but when you go on X, guys are starting to call out the likes of The Athletic. They're starting to call out the likes of Sky Sports and other fan channels who are taking advantage of negativity to grow. So I'm not appreciative of any fan who just jumps onto a topic because other people are saying it. You can't just be someone who follows the wind every now and then. No. But one thing I want you to know today is that the minds of United fans have been shaped to become toxic against their own club. And I want you to reference the Arsenal's Trust the Process campaign to see what I'm saying. When Arteta was going through a rough patch, they were using that term. They were using that statement, trust the process. Why can't we do the same for our club? It's because the media has shaped our mind. The fan channels have shaped our mind. And as I've said, an example is in Kenya, whenever we see green, we know that it's an M-Pesa shop or it's a Safaricom shop. And when you go there, you might not even find that it's an M-Pesa shop or a Safaricom shop. because our minds have been tuned to see green and associate the green color painted on a shop or a billboard to Safaricom. It's the same with us. Whenever we see the name Amorim, whenever we see the name Amorim, whenever we see the name Manchester United, whenever you see Manchester United and Amorim in the same sentence, our mind are shaped to see negativity. Our minds were shaped to say the 3-4-3 system is not good or the 3-4-3 formation is not good. But whenever it comes to Crystal Palace, they don't say that the formation is the one that is working. They will say that the coach is good. They will start saying certain players are good. But no one will come and say, but hey, wait, they are using the same formation. So is the formation really the issue? So our minds have been shaped. Unfortunately, we've fallen into the trap of the negativity, the loop. And that's it. Wayne is saying, because it doesn't work for us. Why doesn't it work for us? Why doesn't it work for? It worked for us versus Chelsea, worked for us versus Sunderland, worked for us last season when we held Liverpool 2-2, worked for us versus Arsenal, but we lost 1-0, yes, because of a goalkeeping mistake. Worked for us versus Burnley, but the players made mistakes to let 2 goals in. Worked for us versus Fulham, despite us being 1-1 and Bruno missing a penalty. So why exactly are we saying it's not working? Yes, we don't have the right players, but the question is, have we gotten all the right players in the right positions for us to say, no, it's not working? Taking an example of an experiment, do we have all the right chemicals, all the right testing environments for us to test the hypothesis and say it's not working? That's the question. Currently, it's not working. But have we given Amorim all the right tools he needs for us to judge? For example, if Arne Slot does not win anything this season, then we can say you are not working or your system is not working, because they have spent a lot of money on that team. They have given him all the right tools. So for him, we can ask questions like, well, you have 2 strikers, 2 expensive strikers. You have one of the most expensive midfield in Europe. So why haven't you won anything? Then now we can say, okay, he's not working. But for Amorim, we know he doesn't have the fullbacks he wants. We know he doesn't have the midfielders, the central midfielders he wants. We know that he recently got a new front 3. And it's only 7 games into the season, but we are quick to judge. One thing that I want to say with confidence, let's not be instant coffee kind of guys. This is not FIFA. I keep saying this is not FIFA. This is not Football Manager. Even in Football Manager, before your team settles with a formation, with a system, you do draw games, you do lose games. I play Football Manager. Right now, I'm with Leipzig. I've lost the first 3 games of the season as the new coach because I'm trying new systems. I'm trying with the same players, but it's not working. We are 7 games into the season. And what I've said, the media is now trying to say, combine last season and this season. Why? Last season is gone. This is a new season. This is a new season. Amorim hasn't had all the players. And I keep asking, what if we gave Amorim a team like City that can tell him, okay, you are playing a 3-4-3, yeah, we'll give you all the resources that you need. They go out and buy the players. Look at what happened to Klopp. He came in, tried the players he had, didn't work out. He was supported, sold everyone. You remember he had players like Nathaniel Klein, Balotelli. Didn't work out. He got new players. He even sold Coutinho to Barcelona. By the time he was starting to win titles, it was a completely different team. After how long? Pep himself took over a team that was winning the leagues. Right now, it's a different team. Arteta the same. So why can't we afford Amorim the resources and the time? Did we give Amorim all the right players he needs? No. And as I've said, it's because the media has shaped our minds to say that United need to be winning now. United have bought Sesko, Cunha and Bumo, so they should be winning the title now. No, it doesn't work like that. That's not realistic. It's not FIFA, it's not a video game, it's not Football Manager. That's not how things work. Yeah, Savatia, you're saying, then try to update us about our club being sold out. Kindly give us, and Glazers, are they ready to sell? Actually, I mentioned that before. It was part of what we highlighted. I said that, yeah, there is speculation, there is news that the club will be sold, but it's not yet confirmed. Guys are still digging to get the news, but it's still not given that they will sell. Because there are two schools of thought. Number one is the Glazers will sell by 2027, and there's another school of thought that the investment is to do with the stadium. So based on what I've been going through and looking through the major journalists, major news outlets, there is no concrete news that the club will be sold or the club is being sold. So right now, it's all about speculation. And once we see that the big news outlets, the big journalists are jumping onto it, then we can start getting excited. But of course, we do have ITK pages who are coming out to say investors have met, like Ineos and Glazers had a meeting in Switzerland, and there are the reports that they met with the UAE investors. There is also an amount that has been quoted, 5 billion pounds as the quoted fee, but still, it's not really concrete. I would say it's all speculation, it's all rumors for now. So, yeah. So I think I've answered your question. When you're asking, those are countable games, what about all the games we've lost? As I said, you're going to count from last season to this season. Forgetting that, when Ten Hag was getting sacked, United were at what position? 14th. 14th. Do you think that Ten Hag will have turned the ship around? No. What was the issue at United? What is the current issue at United? It's the culture issue. Yeah, football is a result-based enterprise or industry, but there are a lot of things that go behind the scenes. Right now, we don't have team leaks. We are having players that are being actually exposed. Like right now, everyone has seen Diogo Dalot is not a good player. If Ineos and whoever was the coach were there, right now Eriksen will have been playing for the club. Right, they will have been given a new contract. Iceman, Lindelof will have been given a new contract to be at the club. The players we've all released will have been given a new contract. Casemiro will have been given a new contract. We will have kept all these players in the club. We will have kept Garnacho, have kept Rashford. In fact, Martial will have been given a new contract, but all that has changed. So why are we not seeing that? We're only seeing the games we've lost. Last season is done. We can't take points. Even if we won last season, we can't take those points and add them to this season. No. Last season is gone. That's a write-off. If we are talking about success, we finished second in Europa League. That's a big success. There are clubs who would have wanted to play in the Europa League final. Whether they won or lost, they were fighting to get to the final. Come on, he wasn't 8th. Just check. He was 14th. Just check, Wayne. When Ten Hag was being sacked, United were 14th. The problem is Amorim, because he got the players he doesn't use, he prefers playing Ugarte over Mainu. Why? What is the difference between Ugarte and Mainu? Wayne, what's the difference? Are they the same profile? He almost got a year and there is no improvement on the pitch, but off the pitch. On the pitch, yeah, off the pitch. And if we look at the statistics, there is improvement. We did a show the other day about statistics between last season and this season. There is improvement. Yeah. So if you want us to ping this season and last season, there is some improvement. United right now are not letting 14 shots per game. Last season we were getting 14 shots. This season we aren't getting teams getting such high shots on target. United has had the highest XG. It's just that our strikers are not scoring. Yeah. But Savati was saying, but also Amorim will succeed. I also think so. Give him the right tools. Give him the right environment. Then judge him. You can't give him 3 attackers and a fullback who's not even playing games, and then we start saying sack him. Give him the midfielders he wants. Give him the wing back he wants, because we do need wing backs. Right now he has defenders. We've given him a goalkeeper, and then we judge him. We tell him we've given you all the right players, like I've said. And a slot right now, if he's getting criticized the same way as Amorim, that is fair criticism. Because he had a winning squad. He's been given 500 million to spend, and he's lost 3 games on the bounce. So why do we want to judge Amorim similar to the way we will judge Pep, we will judge Arteta, we will judge Arne Slot? He doesn't have the right team. We sold how many players? We got rid of 8 players. We signed 4 for the first team, 4. 3 attackers and 1 goalkeeper, 4. And we let go of 8. In January, we let go of our attackers. That's something also when you need to consider. January, Sancho left. Rashford left. Ahmad was injured. Garnacho was full of pride. We didn't sign any attacker. And Rashford was one of our best attackers. So why are we not stating those things when we are talking about results? Come on. That's why I say don't be swayed by the media. Look at facts. Lay all facts on the table. Then now we can judge. For example, ask yourself, Bournemouth have lost a huge part of their team, but they are still performing. Why? It's because when the coach loses one player, he gets another, like for like, immediately. Rashford left to Barcelona. How long did it take us to get Sesko or Mbumo? Eriksen left. How long has it... Let me ask you, have we ever replaced Pogba? Let me even go back. Have we ever replaced Scholes? Have we ever replaced Carrick? We haven't. How long did it take for us to buy a solid goalkeeper? How long did it take us to replace Vidic, to replace Ferdinand? Rashford left. Took us how many weeks to get Cunha? He left in January. We can't say he left in the summer. He left in January. We didn't sign anyone. Eriksen, the legs were gone. Stuck with him. We got that Tunisian. He came in. Didn't replace him. Herrera left. Didn't replace him. Sesko is our first centre forward since El Tigre? Since Cavani. We haven't had a centre forward since Cavani. Martial was always injured. Højlund was young. He came in. He was the only centre forward. You want to compare us with City, Arsenal and Liverpool and judge the manager by those standards? Let's be realistic. Come on, let's be realistic. You will say, yes, he's playing Bruno as a number 8. That's a mistake and it's one-off, but what will he do? You are saying Ugarte versus Mainu. Ugarte is a defensive midfielder. Mainu is a box-to-box midfielder. Those are two different profiles. Mainu is not a CDM. Mainu is a box-to-box. In fact, he's more of a creative player. Ugarte is a destroyer. Like Casemiro. It's just that Ugarte is not good with the ball. But you can't say Casemiro and Mainu are the same. Those are two different players. Totally different players. Mainu is like Mason Mount. So when I see guys saying play Ugarte instead of Mainu, no. Josh 254, you are saying Mainu will win you games. Yes, he will. He will. But you have to pair him with a good CDM. You have to. That PSG midfield akona mchezo. Yeah, it's difficult to adapt to the EPL. And when a player is not good, he's not good. But now, will you sacrifice that CDM to play two CMs? Imagine having Mainu and Bruno, people who are roaming, and you've seen our midfield the way it is. Not gonna work. Bruno will leave on the next transfer window, I believe so. Savati was saying, yeah, I believe Bruno is gone. Although there are reports last week stating that he's not interested going to Saudi. Third party, too. Welcome to the UKG family. Welcome to the UKG squad. Karibu sana. Yeah, exactly. We haven't even replaced McTominay and Fred. We haven't replaced them. And we want to judge a manager with this bunch of players. We want... How do you expect this team to challenge for the top 4? Yeah, we've gotten a new front 3, but it's like we're expecting those guys to score 50 goals. Yeah, of course we do. But if we are realistic, yeah, it's good to be hopeful. But if we are realistic, these guys need time. Look at Sesko. He's taken time to start scoring games. We haven't replaced most of these players. We haven't at all. Other than Ibrahimovic and Cavani, we haven't had a number 9. Even Højlund was not supposed to be our main number 9. We could have had a main striker like Harry Kane. I wish you could have paid that 100 million. And then you bring in Højlund to learn from Harry Kane. By the time Harry Kane is leaving, Højlund has already learned the ropes. Yeah. Bruno and Casemiro, it's high time they leave in the summer. Bring Wharton and Baleba. Exactly. When you bring in, let's say, Wharton and Baleba, let's say even in January, then start having those discussions like, Amorim, we've given you all the tools you need. You're not winning matches. You look at the Brentford game. We were butchered because these players can't even think for themselves. If you need a coach to beat Brentford, then you are not a player worth playing for Manchester United. If you need a coach to beat Grimsby, you are not a player worth playing for such a club like United. You are not. Play Mainu in 8, play Bruno 10. I agree with you. And I'll come back to you in the sense of, now, let me bring back the media. Play Bruno 10. You have Cunha or Mbumo as a sub. The same fans who are complaining about Mainu not playing, a section of them will start complaining that Cunha and Mbumo are not playing. See the dynamics. We want Mainu to play. We love him. We want him to play. Okay. Play him as an 8. Play Bruno as a 10. So who do we drop? Cunha or Mbumo? We drop one of them. A section of the fans will start saying, why did we buy them? Oh, Cunha is a top player. Oh, look at the club. Oh, he's becoming a flop. United are killing his career. Look at the dynamics. Now we skip from discussing Mainu, we start discussing Cunha or Mbumo. And then now we start saying, okay, now remove, take Sesko off the team, play Cunha or play Mbumo. Then now we start saying, oh, Sesko is a striker, we bought him for a lot of money, he needs to play. So we now start shifting positions to satisfy our egos and our love for players. So let's be realistic. So shifting Mainu to 8 and Bruno to 10, you're shifting that problem to another position. unatoa shida katikati, unapeleka huko mbele. Then sisi wenyewe mafans tuanze kucomplain, sasa Cunha achezi, kwa nini achezi? Cunha ni mnoma, anafaa kuwa akicheza. Then sasa tunasema atoa Sesko, weka Cunha hapo. Sesko achezi, kama Sesko angekuwa hapo angefunga. Toeni Mbumo, mnatoa Mbumo. Mnaeka Sesko, mnaeka Cunha hii side. Mbumo ni mnoma, akiwa Brentford alifunga about 20. Tutatoa nani? Toa Ahmad. Mbumo anaweza cheza wingback, Ahmad anauma bench. So tunaenda tukirotate hivi. Same problem. Pea Mainu and Casemiro. Yeah, as I said, same problem. Watu wataanza kucomplain tena, Bruno ni mnoma, Bruno anafaa kuwa akicheza. Toa Casemiro, weka Bruno. I'm telling you guys, the media has confused you guys, because most of us are not thinking logically. And I'm not speaking down on anyone, or I don't want to say that in a bad way. I just want to open your eyes. You see how the media has fooled us. All of us, we've been fooled by the media. Instead of actually looking at the actual problems, we want to tap into an emotion, to satisfy an emotion, and then shift the problem to another place. The only way to sort this out, Bruno goes, Casemiro goes, as Jeff has said, both of them go. And then now we say, now it's either Mainu and Wharton, or it's either Baleba and Mainu, or even Mainu himself. We say, thanks man, but we don't have a position for you, you go. We build a totally new... Look at PSG. It wasn't easy getting rid of Neymar, getting rid of Messi, getting rid of all those players. Mbappe. It wasn't easy. But look at that team right now. You don't have this problem of, because this one is not playing, let's shift a bit so that he plays. Nah. Let's be realistic. See FIFA, see Football Manager. Tukwe realistic, man. Let's be realistic. People, you are saying McFred gave us a great pivot. Yeah, look at that. And what happened? When the run started becoming tough, the media told us McFred is not working. What did we do? Sell McFred, sell McTominay, sell Fred, sell all of these players. Right now we are crying. We haven't replaced them. Yeah. So let me bring the chat scene. Because there are a lot of chats. I might not be able to read all of them. Paul Gadi, you are saying, is it true that Radcliffe have promised Amorim 3 years? Absolutely, 100%. For sure. Like tomorrow it's Tuesday, that's sure. And I love that. Honestly, I do. That one has killed all speculation that he's going to be sacked. 3 years, that's it. Of course, we know that they will judge him at the end of the season, but I like what Radcliffe said. We can't have a knee-jerk reaction because of the media and of the pundits. Furthermore, as I've just mentioned, give him all the right tools, then let's judge him. Give him midfielders, give him wing-backs, let's now judge him. Give him Wharton, give him Baleba, give him all these players. And then now let's judge him. We tell Amorim, we've given you all the players you needed. We've gotten rid of the passengers. You perform or you don't. We judge after that. But you can't judge right now, no. And as I've said, if the players need a coach to beat Grimsby, need a coach to beat Brentford, need a coach to beat Fulham, then these players don't deserve to wear the United shirt. They don't. Savati, you're saying thank you for the answer. What about Baleba? Will the club buy him after Bruno leaving? There is a possibility the Baleba deal might happen in January. There are reports that Baleba's agent will meet Brighton in November, that's next month, to discuss about his move. Baleba was also asked, was it today or yesterday, about why his performances have been poor. So he was asked whether it's about his knee injury or about the failed move to United. Baleba said that it's the knee injury because he had that injury way before the transfer links happened. So Baleba has answered the question about his form because there were news that, or rumors that he's downed his tools. He wants to force a move to United in January. Of course, where there is smoke, there is fire. It might be true, but the player denies because, of course, if you say you've downed your tools, you're breaching the contract. So there are reports coming out that, or came out last week, that the agent will meet Brighton in November to discuss about Baleba's move because he's pushing a move to United. So let's wait and see. As we are drawing closer to December, most of these rumors will start becoming true or they will be debunked. Hoyland could have done better with an experienced striker like Kane. Exactly. I agree with you. When you're saying the problem is Bruno is our best creator, if he plays deep, we kill his game. Yeah, that's true. But also, as I keep saying, we have Cunha and Mbumo and Bruno. So those three, one of them has to go. You can't have three creative players. And also you add Ahmad. So, I like those two signings, Cunha and Mbumo, because it means now we can sacrifice Bruno or we can do away with Bruno next season. But for me, I keep saying now at a personal level, every team needs like a Bruno type of player, like De Bruyne type of player. So if Cunha is that, let it be. But we need to start moving away from, because Bruno will be 32 next year. Yeah, we need to start transitioning early. Kenyan Mark Goldbridge, love it, bro. Tevin. First of all, thank you for the compliments. Secondly, honestly, I don't like Mark. But if I'm a Kenyan version of him, well, it's good. Thanks for the compliment. I take it on a positive. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we need to be realistic. Personally, I want a mid of Wharton and Baleba. Yeah, SKD. That's a good shout. But at the end of the day, are we choosing players because we like them, or are we choosing players because they will fit in the club? Challenge to you. And Tevin, there you go. He has joined the UKG family. Karibu sana. Karibu to the UKG squad. Joined via TikTok. Yeah, we released Bruno, Shaw, Dalot, Casemiro, Heaton, all of them, all of that lot. In fact, I keep flip-flopping about Maguire, but to be honest, it's time to let Maguire go. SKD, you are saying Ole and Chicharito wanted playing time in Fergie, but leaving United was never an option. Who is mine? Exactly. These players wanted to play more, but one thing I love about those two, add another one. Add Jisun Park. JS Park. These players were good players and they were not getting time. They were not getting playing time. But what happened? Whenever they got the chance to play, they were showing that they deserved to play. They showed that they deserved to play. The other thing we have to consider, and it's something that a lot of fans are not considering, we are playing very few matches so far this season. Few matches. So it's difficult to rotate. And once you rotate, you lose the match rhythm. So that's a very good one, SKD. I love that. Thanks for pointing that out. Ole Gunnar, Chicharito, Jisun Park, these were good players. But they worked hard whenever they got opportunities to play. Why can't Maino? So that's why I keep saying, if he feels that he wants to go, let him go. I would rather cry that he's playing well for another club than have another troublesome player. I don't want another Garnacho. In this club, to be honest. Sell them. Wauze wote. Sell all of them. If you don't want to work hard, go. Simple. A lot of us who are alive right now, if you are given a chance to even sit on that United bench, my friend, to quite be honest, let's just be honest. If someone came to you right now, the guys who are alive, and told you, you won't even play, but just wear that shirt, the United shirt, and sit on the bench, of course you'll play 5 minutes here and there. How many of you will say no? Come on, guys. 13th Witness, thanks. I think it's the first time I'm seeing you are saying there is no place in this world where you will play two midfielders, Casemiro plus Bruno, and win a trophy. True. Very true. 100%. I saw some news that JJ Gabriel has been promoted to senior. Is it true? No, it's not. He has not been promoted. The player is only 15 years old. He was training with the senior squad. He wasn't promoted to the senior squad. He was training with them. And of course, this is a player they are taking caution, because he's been said to be the next Messi. So they don't want to rush him. But from time to time, he does train with the senior squad to get that mentorship, get that experience. And yeah, there is no point of promoting him to the senior team and then he doesn't play. Doesn't make sense. So yeah, JJ Gabriel, sometimes he trains with the senior team, but he is not promoted. No. Paul Gadia saying, thank you for the for confirmation. I've always thought that he had till December. Finally, we are playing the long game. I'm also happy with Amorim in. Now we can concentrate on the project. Exactly. True. And you know what I noticed, Paul? After that Radcliffe interview, now the focus shifted from Amorim to the players. Sesko, Casemiro, they started now shifting the negativity to the players. They have to find a way to kill United. Yeah. Goldbridge is too unhinged. True. True. I started watching the United stand a long time ago. I can't remember which year. I've been watching podcasts for a very, very long time. Where did I put my mints? I need to take a mint. Let's see. There you go. Yeah. So, I've been watching United podcasts for a long time ago. I started watching, I don't know whether you guys ever heard of Full-Time Devils. Nowadays, they are called Stretford Paddock. I started watching them when they were Full-Time Devils. I think back then also Goldbridge was starting, so I watched him. But nowadays, credit where it is due. He's the biggest United platform in the world right now. But for me, there are a few things there are quite a lot of things I don't agree with. For me, it shouldn't be all about money. If you are a supporter of the club, support the club. And then the other podcasts, I don't want to mention names, that they are feeding off of negativity. If I wanted UKG to grow, I would have been one of the most negative Kenyans you'll ever see. And I'm sure I would have been trending. You guys will have been taking my TikToks and posting them all over. Me ranting and all those things. But from the moment I started, I said I want to be objective. Yeah, so whereby I agree with you. Our midfield will be outrun because a lot of teams in the Prem play 3 midfielders. It's the system. Actually, Wayne, I agree with you. It's not even 3 midfielders. It's 4. I was watching. I got bored because, of course, the account was blocked. I couldn't have a live with you guys. So I decided to rewatch some of the games. And in the Sunderland game, I noticed there were a couple of times when Bruno and Casemiro were isolated against 5 or 4 Sunderland midfielders. Then I looked at how Amorim sorted it out, because the coaching team didn't notice that. because there was a time Sunderland dominated. They noticed that and changed the system. So what Amorim did, he had Mason Mount falling deep to form a 3-man pivot, and he also had one of the center backs come in as a deep pivot. So he had a diamond in the midfield. That's why you had, I'm sure most of you had that United were playing somewhat of a 4-4-2 diamond. So he had Mount drop in, and he had one of the center backs come in. So they formed that diamond to be able to counter the 4 to 5 man Sunderland midfield. But I agree with you, Wayne. Amorim needs to sort it out. One thing I know about the Amorim system is the fullbacks become attackers and the 2 number 10s become midfielders. That's how the system works. And you look at how Sesko drops deep. He also forms part of the attacking midfielders to allow the wing-backs go forward and to allow the number 10s to also attack, one of the number 10s to attack. Yeah, but I agree with you. Our midfield will be overrun if the players don't stick to the system. Wayne, thanks for joining the UKG squad. Haruna, good to see you. Did Amorim play 2 midfielders in Sporting? Yes, he did. And as I've mentioned, I think, guys, I need to be setting up my tablet so that I can draw. So the way Amorim system works is one of the number 10s usually drops deep, and one of the center backs usually goes forward. And we saw that versus Chelsea, where De Ligt was coming into midfield for tackling. And then the wing backs become the attackers, and one of the 10s and the forward form part of the attack. So it's all about movement, identifying triggers. So whenever you're coaching, whenever the players are being coached, they are told that there are triggers. So a trigger it can be a movement. So for example, let's say Dogu on the other side has seen that Ahmad is attacking, has gone to the byline. Then Dogu is supposed to run to cut in to go towards the far post. Sesko sees the same trigger. Ahmad has gone to the byline. He tracks back or moves back towards the penalty spot. So the players, what I've noticed about our players is that they don't identify the triggers to trigger a press, to trigger a move, to trigger a counter attack. Like you saw sometimes when we are pressing, you see Cunha or Mbumo is asking them, come on, let's push. Because there is that trigger. For example, the keeper plays the ball to the left, the center back or the defender plays to the line. That's a trigger to press. So it means that the forward presses on the inside so that the ball does not go back to the inside, to the center of the pitch or to the goalkeeper. Then it means the other midfielders also push forward so that they have that pocket. They keep the ball in the left-hand side pocket. So our players don't, bado hajashika hiyo, they haven't really grasped that. So what I want you to do, Haruna, is go and watch 1 or 2 of the Sporting games. You will see the movement. In fact, watch the Sporting versus City game. You see how they beat City 4-1. It will show you those triggers. You will see, like, the moment a player gets the ball, all the other players are already running into position. When they lose the ball, they're also running back and getting into positions. But for us, we lose the ball, a player is jogging back. We win the ball, the players are standing, doing their hands like this. Give me the ball, give me the ball. No. But whenever Sporting won the ball, it was like, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. That's why Gyökeres was always scoring. And remember, during the transfer window, I told you, Arsenal have to change the way they are playing because Gyökeres is a transition player. He's not a tiki-taka player. SKD, at least the toxic players watajua they are not sacking another manager. 100%. Totally agree with that. Miss Mweni, thanks for joining the UKG squad. And I think that's it for today. Haruna, you're saying City plays with 4 midfielders and they played against us like kids. Yeah, because as I've said, We couldn't identify triggers. We've lost the ball. That's a trigger. Run back to position, counter press. We've won the ball. Run into space, counter attack. Simple. Very, very simple. So yeah, so thanks everyone. It's good to be back. For those who didn't join us at the start of the show, I said we were offline because all our accounts were blocked. I couldn't get into YouTube or Google. I couldn't get into TikTok. We appealed. We got the access back. Once we got access, we had to wait for another 24 hours to be able to log in and reset the passwords, reset the two-factor authentication. I was able to get back to YouTube. It took another day or two to get the videos back. Then I went to TikTok. I was trying to update you guys why we are offline on TikTok. I couldn't also get in. Got in. For some reason, I couldn't go live. I was told that the live access is no longer there. So also took some time. But now we are here. Now we are. Yesterday is when actually we got everything up and running. So yeah, so hopefully we'll go live as usual. Thanks for everyone who's been here. I've missed you guys a lot. We've gone past the hour, 1 hour 36 minutes. And sorry guys, today I ranted a lot. But yeah, let's be realistic. Don't be swayed by the media. They'll always be negative because United ruined a lot of childhood memories. United ruined a lot of memories during Fergie's time. So everyone will always want the best to fail. Even you guys know. Even if you are, let's say you are employed and you are the best employee, the guys who don't perform usually want you to fail. You are enjoying a happy relationship, the jealous ones will want you to break up. For those guys who are not Kenyans and are here, in Kenya we say mtaachana tu. Meaning, eventually you guys will split. Because guys are jealous of your relationship. Yeah, so it is United. Guys are not happy. In fact, they are enjoying United's downfall. So let's not be part of that. Let's not be part of us eating our own, us being toxic against each other. As I said about Arteta and Arsenal, they used the trust the process campaign and it has worked for them perfectly. So why not us? Arteta was not performing well. They said trust the process and it eventually got Arteta time and it's working. But for us, one rough patch, sack the manager. The process is not working. Change the process. No. I'll end by saying this. Whenever you're making a delicious meal, whenever you're cooking yourself a nice meal, my favorite meal is chapati, with green peas and beef stew. That's my favorite meal. Make me that anytime, any day. Even if you're my nemesis, I'll forgive you. If you're making that nice meal, you don't rush it. You go out, buy the right ingredients, get all the right tools, prepare for the meal, start cooking it. Some meals take hours, like chapati take hours to make. It's not something you cook like ugali, like rice. Within 20 minutes you're done. No, it takes time. So you get all the right ingredients, you get all the right tools, you make your meal, you be patient. The meal is done, you serve it, you enjoy the meal. Now to give that in context of United, we haven't gotten all the right ingredients. We don't have all the right tools to make the chapati, but we want to eat it now. We are not ready to get our fingers burnt with the cooking oil. We don't want to lit the fire. We don't want to buy the right ingredients. We want to use the ingredients we have, and not all of them will make the chapati. Probably we have the flour, but we don't have the salt. We don't have the cooking fat. but we want to mix the flour and water and eat the chapati right away, because your neighbor is already eating chapati and he's telling you, the cook is not a good cook. Get another cook. So if you get another cook and you haven't given the cook the right ingredients, so how do you expect to sack the second cook and get the third cook and you haven't gotten them the ingredients? So that being said, let's give Amorim the right tools. It's a meal. Even if we have all the right ingredients and the tools like the fire, it will still take time for these chapatis to get ready to be eaten and enjoyed. So even if he gets all the right players, he will still need time to make this work. So with that, see you tomorrow. Thanks for being with us. I appreciate everyone who has joined the UKG family. Due to time, I won't be able to go through everyone, but the likes of Miss Mweni, SKD, Paul as well, you've always been here. Savatia with good comments, 13th Witness, everyone who's been with us, thank you. See you tomorrow, same time at 9 p.m. Cheers, good night, and God bless.